Clarkson on Dubai Eye 103.8. It's your last chance to win today's tickets. We are going to see the live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon at Roxy Cinema City Walk next Monday evening. Teaming up with House & House once again to watch this.
Oh, the gods hate me. Some people lose their knife or their mug. No, not me. I managed to lose an entire dragon. Ow! Oh, wow. I did it. Oh, I did it. This fixes everything. Yes! I have brought down this mighty beast.
That is the moment when Hiccup captures his dragon called Toothless. But what is the name of the island where the community of Vikings traditionally hunt the creatures? Is it Berk or is it Bling? If you are a fan of How to Train Your Dragon, hopefully an easy one, Berk or Bling, text me your answer to 4001 and you could be joining us next Monday night for our House & House movie night. We're even including the popcorn and the drinks. 4001 with your answer and your name, and we could be saying your name just before 4 o'clock.
This is Eye on Education on Afternoons with Helen Farmer.
With Ranches Primary School, a nurturing community school and nursery committed to holistic education in the heart of Arabian Ranches too.
We are talking about keeping busy over the summer. And when we think about that kind of the early years education, it's very easy to think about, colourful toys and messy play and lots of giggles. But behind all of that fun lies some pretty serious brain building work. Play-based learning isn't just about keeping little ones entertained. It's actually really one of the most powerful ways to unlock a child's potential, helping with social, emotional, academic development. And joining us today is Mena Press, who's the Group Nursery Academic Lead at Dovecote Nursery, to talk about how play does shape young minds and how we can support that learning at home and over the summer too. Mena, thank you so much for being with us. It feels like a million years ago since I was dropping off my little tiny tots at nursery and thinking, gosh, I wonder what they're doing all day. And they'd come back exhausted and so happy. And I think it's very easy to kind of diminish those nursery years as a nice to have and not really understand how they really are preparing our children socially and academically. Well, to your mind, what makes that play-based learning so effective in early childhood?
Hi, Helen. Lovely to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
I think that play is really important. We forget how to play when we're little. Mm-hmm. I think that things are changing very fast now with the expectation of children are quite high now.
So putting pressure on them too early?
Too early.
Really?
And I think that it's important that we need to remember that we learn through play. And children explore, they learn the colours, the numbers, everything within a nursery or being at home with the parents.
And that's through, touching things, exploring things.
The 5 senses.
Knocking things over, shoving things up their nose and in their mouth.
Even playing with a water tray, measuring, counting.
And I've seen a lot of posts on social media of going, my child's starting school and, he can't write his name or he can't count to 10. And I understand the worry that parents have of is my child going to be ready? And they're often far more ready than we realise. And do they really need to be knowing all of that anyway? So with play-based learning, they're picking it up almost accidentally and it's instantly.
I think that, with the children at Dovecote, they come when they're 1 to 3. So they come just after they're walking. Mm-hmm. And some families, the expectations are, they want the children to learn the numbers and the alphabet and to read. But when they come to us and we actually tell them what we do with the children, they think, play is okay. Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of a fine balance though between structured learning and free play. How do you kind of tread that line while also being mindful of the milestones?
That's right. So we do have a structured day. We have a daily routine, but we let the children choose what they want to do.
What are they choosing? I'm curious.
So some children prefer to do painting, water play, story time, home corner. So we do, obviously we have lunchtime and sleep time and free play. But we try to let the children choose what they want to do.
So how does that impact the design and the space in the classroom? You know, are they able to access things that... Yeah?
It's free play. So we divide the class within 3 areas. We have a home corner, we have a art area, water, sun, and imaginative area. And some children will come and only play with the water. So then we try to encourage them to come and do perhaps painting, or to come and read the stories.
So much of it is to do with the relationships as well between the staff in the classroom and the little ones as well. You must see some really lovely relationships blossom.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm very lucky my team have been with me for 10 plus years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's amazing anywhere,
it's
never mind
amazing.
Dubai.
It's amazing. So all my TAs and assistants have been from when I opened Dovecote 13 years ago.
That's incredible.
So we have a very, very strong team, and we all mummies. So we have all been there, and we know how difficult for a mum is to drop the child for the first time, Helen. I mean, it's absolutely
cried
it's
in my
really,
car
really
afterwards.
difficult. So we nurture the parents as well.
And I think a lot of it is, we talk about this when we're touring schools, that you get a feel for somewhere, you get a feel for their values and how happy the kids are. And that is, I would say, perhaps even more true when you think about, you know, leaving your toddler in the care of someone. But I mean, I was so nervous when I took my older one in particular. And as I said, cried in the car after dropping her off because I was peeling her from my legs and handing her over to someone that I'd met, you know, a few times. And sure enough, next thing I know, as I get a photo from the teacher going, here she is having a lovely time. And I'm like, well, I'm emotionally ruined. You know, we kind of pass on a lot of our own anxieties, but the separation anxiety can be very real for a lot of children. It can last longer for some children. But when you've chosen a place that has got same values as you and your family, you believe in them, they've got a reputation, we know that when you walk into a space, you know, it smells clean and, you know, it's inviting, and it can help a lot.
And I think that, okay, toys are very important, but I think it's more important the staff.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're so little. So are we focused more on sending many photographs and all the reports? So we try not to do that. You know, we as a team, we're quite clear. We try to take photographs, but the children will come first.
And I think children, regardless of age, you know, they will learn when they are feeling safe and secure and happy. I wanted to ask, and again, a big concern, especially in those kind of toddler year group, is, oh my goodness, we're going on a plane, I'm stressing out, or we're going on holiday, what should we pack? What are some of your favourite bits of kit with over a decade of both mummy and nursery experience that can be really helpful for easing the stress and keeping them entertained, Mena?
So I will say perhaps make some Play-Doh at home before you travel. You can do it with your child, and then you can make little pots of Play-Doh so you can take it. So then, you know, you're having this free play at home and talk about the aeroplane. Colouring.
Yeah. We always like those water pens. They were always a big hit, you know, where you kind of fill the pen with water and then it changes the colour of the page.
Yeah.
Mine loved that. And it wasn't ink on fingers.
I think that, you know, you can have stories. Depends on how long the flight is. And of course, sometimes it's very stressful when they're babies, when they're little ones.
My number
I think
one...
we've all been there.
We've all been there.
All been there.
I think you kind of forget that it's a finite amount of time. It feels like forever when you're on that plane,
right.
but
Yeah,
you're like, it's only another few hours. Message saying this system seems to be loosely based on Montessori, which is the best. It's interesting because I think I've, you know, because I've written a children's book, I've been to quite a lot of nurseries and schools recently, and it's been really interesting to see the different approaches. Really, really fascinating. And I've said things like, oh, I can bring some colouring sheets, and some nurseries are like, oh, we don't do activity sheets and things like that. So I found that really fascinating as an author. But again, it comes back to, you know, what resonates with you as a family. One thing I know a lot of parents struggle with, Mena, is feeling silly when they play with their children, of feeling uncomfortable because, as you said at the beginning, we forget how to play. We do, you know, and some of us are naturally playful and don't mind, you know, doing dress up or, you know, getting down and, you know, doing silly voices. And I know the majority of people are like, one, I find it really boring, and two, I feel really self-conscious. What advice would you give to parents who are struggling?
What we do in the nursery is that we have a once a week we invite the parents to come and read a story to us and play with us.
Oh, that's a lovely way of doing it.
So we have a rota, and the parents who are very busy, they come and they get very nervous to read the story to the children.
And you're like, you are a professional in your career, but you're afraid of reading to a
We
child.
hold the book like this, and they read, and they learn. They learn to play, and they think, wow, yes, we are learning through play.
Oh, and tell me, what's the plan for the summer? Are you open over the summer? Are you guys taking a break? Are you doing any camps? What's happening?
So we're not doing camp this year. We're doing some maintenance within the nursery. And
watch this space.
yes.
And are you full then for
Oh, we
August,
are full.
September?
We are
Yeah, I
full.
thought you might be.
So we've been very, very lucky. Yes, we're full. We've got really lovely families coming. Very sad to see the families go to the school. Most of my children moved to Repton Al Barsha or Repton Dubai. We've got a nursery there too. But yes, we've had a fantastic year.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. It kind of makes me feel a bit nostalgic for those
I
early
know.
years. Not the nappies, I'll say that. I was very happy for that chapter to be over and my bank balance recovered. But there is something so special about
It
them.
is very special.
It
yes.
is. And it's easily dismissed, but my goodness, we think about those foundation years and they're called that for a reason. So thank you, and I really,
you,
really
Helen.
appreciate your time. From Dovecote Nursery, talking about early years there. If you want details, you can just send me the word child and I'll send you the details of Dovecote so you can maybe get on the waiting list.
Weather check.
With Air Arabia, avoid the holiday rush. Check in online and drop a